She felt that, it should be illegal for anyone to cook a steak over medium rare. Now, mind you, Maggie lived in Texas.
Yeah, I was just gonna say what you would expect from a Texan. Oh god, we started the steak wars all over again.
It's a sauce you dip the French into. I almost said that, Pneumonica. I'll just go collect everything around the island and sell it, I said,
Alright.
like a liar.
For no particular reason, Joseph, we're just gonna strip you.
It's not that we're anticipating anything bad happening to you. Also, Joseph has no armor, so if he takes a hit, he's gonna die before the end of the battle. And that'll be weird. You wouldn't kill a dead man, would you? Actually.
Bangs, he got pregnant! Didn't see that anime twist! Well, hello everyone. Sorry about that. OBS just said, we don't want to do this, and shut down for no apparent reason. So, whatever. We'll just start a little early. Can you let us know how volume is between me and Tori in the game?
Hello, it's me, Lefuulei, Tori. How is our volume?
Looks like you're
I'm a
going
little
into the
far
red
from the mic.
a tiny bit, so I
that's
will.
not good. Because I'm not even
lower
yelling
doors.
yet. I'm just talking at my normal volume right now.
Okay. Let's try now.
How's this? Does this sound...
Does that sound better?
I'm currently trying to text my aunt to see, to make plans for Mom's birthday, which is two Thursdays from now? It's the 28th, whatever. I'm intentionally talking in long sentences so we can actually gauge fully what the volumes are.
Yeah, let us know, folks. Everything good? Game too loud?
Last thing
Coco too loud?
I see is just Moon saying,
Hey!
Marcus says, sounds good.
Alrighty then, let's officially begin. Hello everyone, and welcome back to 4 Pixels. Coco and Lefuulei are here, and we are continuing Final Fantasy II.
Again, hi, I'm Lefuulei.
Yes, so last time we played this, we actually got quite a number of things accomplished. We went to Boss to try and stop the airship, but we were too late. So then we did a bunch of back and forth, telling this to Hilda over in Altea. She sent us to Sid to find out any potential weaknesses, and we learned that airships are powered by sunflame, and if you give it too much of that, it is possible that they will explode. So, we are trying to harness the sunflame that is found in Kashuan, but first we had to go to the Summit Caves to get the Goddess Bell, which will open up Kashuan, and in doing that, someone we had with us, Joseph, died, got crushed by a boulder.
Rip.
Rip. So
F in the
yes,
chat.
now we're here to try and get the flame.
And if you all remember, Gordon was originally from here, and he
said
he ran away from battle, so he's a coward.
and he
But
wants
his
us to
brother
remember
Scott
that.
died. His brother Scott died. So that's 2 deaths, actually.
Yeah.
But the king somehow is still alive. And I just jinxed it.
So, grinding in this game has become quite... Ooh, I see the chat's disappearing. Let me quickly fix that. Stream will get a little jittery for a second as I go and... Oh, well it says always show message, so I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, whatever. So, yes, as I was saying, grinding in this game has become pretty hilarious because essentially I enter a battle, beat the shit out of myself, and the enemy gets so scared they run away.
Wow. So what you're saying is this game has kind of like a reverse learning curve for battles.
Yeah, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder in the beginning, but once you get to a certain point, it's just like you do you, just manage that money.
That's ridiculous. I love it. Like, legitimately, it starts out really hard to master, and you gotta spend a lot of time grinding, and then you spend a lot of time grinding, and you get to a point where it's just, you're beating yourself up.
Mm-hmm. The bell's lovely sound fills the air. So yeah, we needed to get
just in case, we'll use a potion on the door. No. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, look who it is.
I was trying to find the eagle torch, but the monsters were too strong. It's somewhere in this castle. Please help me find it. Okay. Huh? Huh? Huh?
Absolutely nothing.
Eh?
Alright. Well, we have Gordon.
I just joined your party.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh my god!
He's gonna die! He's gonna fucking die!
What do you even...
So, okay, let's see. Characters. Let's see. What's Gordon? So, he's the exiled prince of Kashuan. He starts the game with low attributes and equipped with a spear and shield. He will soon become very strong and fast. He's got pretty much a balanced starting attributes. He starts with a spear. He has no corresponding class in Final Fantasy 1. And we will encounter him twice. So, I mean, just make sure he doesn't die. That's all
right.
to worry about.
Well, no, it wouldn't be. This is, like, he has even less HP than Min had. Like, goodness gracious.
Well, Min seemed to have actually been, like, a skilled healer and, like, had some levels on him. This guy's, like, level 1.
Yeah.
In everything. That's what they mean by balanced. Hello, LYCS? Licks? 1504?
Yes, actually, we have.
We did break the leveling system already. In part because this is the original game, so we could use a lot of hacks, like, you know, the fact that you still gain levels even if you cancel out the action. But also, as Coco mentioned earlier, basically the grinding in this game has gotten to the point where she just beats herself up a lot, and then the monsters run away.
Yep. They get so scared at these madmen just beating the ever-living crap out of themselves.
They get so scared when Marco punches himself in the face.
And gains 1,000 HP. Then we just got Gordon and we're looking at his HP and we're like
no wonder the monsters were so strong. You're like, level 1, buff.
Bye.
Also, I'm trying to chew my food away from the mic so you guys don't pick that up, but I haven't had a meal today, so you're gonna have to deal with me eating on mic. Sorry.
You could always put yourself on push to talk if you think it's gonna be an issue.
That is true. I could do that. Let me do that. Where's my Discord? Okay, this is probably much better, yeah?
Remember, that's better to wear 2 shields and raise evasion than raising HP, since the undead do max HP percentage damage. I did not know that. Thank you for that tip.
Yeah, did not know that because none of the guides mentioned that. We are also using some guides to help us through with this.
Yeah, this is our first time playing. Well, no, it's technically our second. But we didn't get far the first time, and then life overcame us, and we had to hold off for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're almost at the point where we left off.
But that is a good point, is that now that you've got pretty decent HP all around, it's probably a good idea to start equipping shields.
Yeah. I didn't know you could double up on
raise the
shields,
evasion.
that's cool.
I didn't know that either. It makes me wonder how they attack then. Or do they not attack? Or do they just shield bash? That would be awesome.
Yes.
Please shield bash.
Final Fantasy II invented all the Reinhardt strats.
It's true.
There's a cool Easter egg with a frog spell. No, we do not know about it. What is it? I think I missed a treasure chest back here. I do like the music in here.
It is good music.
I don't know how much of her mana I want to be using right now.
I mean, I definitely think that it's absolutely worth it to just, like, maybe beat up on Gordon a little bit.
Alright.
Since he is going to be a recurring character, unfortunately. You can play a minigame with your Iceland thing. It's that memory card game. If you have a character who knows level 16 frog, the rewards change to end game gear. What?
Minigame at the Iceland?
Yeah, I don't
Do you
know
mean
if
the
there's
ice? If you mean the ice cave, we must have missed it. Like, I think I do remember hearing something about that, but I didn't find it. But I didn't even know the spells went that high. God. Here I am thinking, because of how much MP the current like level 5 spells we have take. They like maybe caps at 10 or something, or even 8. I think the first game capped at like 8 or something around there.
I mean, I think probably the spells would cap out at 9/9, but I don't know.
That's what I'm afraid of. Mnemonica accidentally. Spells cap at 16. Okay. Maybe if I just hit him with ice? Ah, no, I'm afraid. I'll just try to keep hitting him with arrows.
FF1 spell system is based on D&D's class spell system, so yeah, they go up to level 8.
Yeah, I remember that. There was like a limited amount of times that you could use a spell.
And apparently spells cap at 16 in this one, and the minigame isn't in the NES versions.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember seeing a mention of that in one of the walkthroughs as a good way to earn money, and God, was I struggling for money in the very beginning because of how the inns work. But I didn't find anything. I was just like, oh, alright. Oh, goodness. Don't kill him, Vap.
No, just kill him. It's fun.
HP up? Come on.
I was about to say something very cursed, and I'm glad I didn't.
Well, I mean, when you say that, you gotta reveal it.
I was gonna say, slap his ass and make him call you daddy. I apologize to the whole world. Moon is screaming.
By all means, no, go forth with the expository banter. It's good to learn this.
Yeah.
And like for me, I do enjoy this because it's really fascinating just to see how they worked with the limitations that they had.
Well, and also as we start playing more of the games, it's going to be more interesting to see like how the leveling system has changed, because I'm pretty sure that almost every Final Fantasy game is has a different leveling system. Some of them have similar leveling systems, but most of them are pretty different from one another. So it becomes interesting to see how they went and said, well, this worked, but this didn't. Because this system is entirely different from the first game. In a way, the first game is actually a lot easier.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, the first game is pretty straightforward. There's no need to sort of do this balancing act.
Whereas in this one, they decide, okay, what if we didn't limit people to classes necessarily, but instead they had to, like, literally custom craft their characters. Because each stat has its own leveling system. That's true, Pneumatica. But I think probably after this game, they may have realized that even if they gave people the option to, like, get that finely detailed with, like, metagaming in their crafting of these characters, people still kind of went for, you know, standard stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, you start off with Furion being your fighter, essentially, and you just stick with that. You start off with that being your black mage, and you just stick with that. You start off with Marco being, you know, your healer / brawler, and you just stick with it.
I want to try and get Gordon's HP up a little bit before we continue forward.
I mean, alternatively, you could always just, you know, be like, whatever, just let him die.
That's true.
He just continues to be dead weight around the party. But I don't know how that would affect it if, like, you had to flee for any reason.
Miss.
See, I never played 3, and I think Coco's actually scheduled to play 3. And then I'm going to be playing 4. She's gonna play 5, I'm gonna play 6. She's gonna play 7, the original, because she's already playing the remake on Saturdays. I'm going to play 8, because that's one that I was like, I really want to play 8, because I've never played 8, but I heard that it's the worst Final Fantasy in the entire series, and I want to put that to the test.
I only ever played an itty bitty bit of 8, but from and I'm talking like about a microscopic bit, because I never owned any of the Final Fantasy games except for 10 and 12. So, but from what I remember, I wasn't a fan. I can't even really remember what it was that I didn't like. I don't think I really cared for any of the characters. It's funny because, like, I always heard a bunch of people shit on Rinoa, and I always chalked it up to, like, the usual fandom hate on women that you see. But I remember really disliking her when I played it, and I was like, oh, okay. Though I can't remember why it was that I disliked her. Just that I did.
I will say this much, that basically, because Final Fantasy, you know, is the way it is, like, I don't know when it started, but at some point in the games, they just really started pushing hard for these, you know, very forced heteromantic romance plots in the games. Like, you see it in 7 with Cloud and Tifa. You see it in, and also Cloud and Aeris. You see it in 8 with Squall and Rinoa. You see it in 9 with Zidane and Garnet. You see it in 10 with Titus and Yuna. You don't see it in 11 because 11 is an online game. You see it in 12. Though in 12 I don't think it really ultimately comes about. Like, it's hinted that, you know, there may be some feelings between characters, but the overall plot of the game takes precedence over the romance plot. And it's more like it hints that, you know, oh, it could be Vaughn and Penelope, or it could be Vaughn and Ash, or it could be Balthier and Ash, or it could be Bosch and Ash. Who knows? Let's see here.
Oh, gosh.
I love 8's story. The thing with 8 is people hate the junction system. That's fair. Again, from what I've seen with 8, people either absolutely hate it or they absolutely love it. Like, there's no in between, there's no neutral. It was okay. As an aside, Astral Esper made a Final Fantasy Rebalance tag for FF1 that actually makes Final Fantasy 1 act the way it's supposed to. It's a peculiar change. Since you don't learn spells, you just steal them from monsters and attach them to your stats to get stronger. Oh, that's interesting about 8. Final Fantasy Restored, not Final Fantasy Rebalanced. Wait, so like Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Also Cloud and Barret. Yeah, Cloud and Barret, absolute pairing. We're gonna love Ferris then. Huh, interesting.
There we go. Okay.
I don't know which one came first. Yes, but actually no. Valid. You see, the thing with Final Fantasy 8 is monsters raise their difficulty on set party levels like 1, 30, 50, 100. Huh. So what you're telling me is I'm going to have a miserable time. That's fine. I'm gonna do my best to stick through it because, like, my history with playing Final Fantasy games is I started with 9. That was the first game I ever saw and first game I ever played. Probably the second game I saw was Final Fantasy 8. And both of this is because my friend, when I was growing up, I had a friend who was much more rich than me. And her family bought her, like, all the newest game consoles and also all the newest games. But, like, I originally went over to her house and she was playing Final Fantasy 9 and I was just enraptured by it because I freaking loved Vivi. Vivi was my favorite. He's an adorable little child. I love him. He's my son and I will protect him. But I started off with 9, then got to see 8, then kind of, like, Final Fantasy X came out and I had another friend who was playing it and they weren't a fan of it and I didn't see much interest in it. Later I found out about Final Fantasy VII, and I decided, you know what, everybody is, well, not later. Technically I knew about Final Fantasy VII long before 9, because I had another friend who was obsessed with Final Fantasy VII, because she was basically self-proclaimed Cloud's wife. Mind you, she was, like, in 2nd grade, so, like, we were 2nd graders at that point. We were, like, what, maybe, like, I don't know, 6, 7 or something. But I had long since hated Final Fantasy VII. Like, I'm not gonna hide it behind any walls. I hate Final Fantasy VII. I think that, especially after having played it when I did, because I didn't play it as my first game, I didn't see the appeal to it. People made it out to be like this super cool and interesting game. And I played it and I'm like, this is actually kind of boring and I don't even want to finish it because, like, I already know what happens. We get to a certain point and then the last battle is just Sephiroth, and great, it's Sephiroth, whatever. Like, I think it has some interesting concepts, but overall I didn't really like it that much. And yes, the fan base is weird and edgy.
The Soul Bonder House. I will never forget.
However, I'm here for all of the resurgence of the Eris X Tifa art.
Yes.
Like, I'm dying for this. Pneumonica, I agree. I probably will enjoy Final Fantasy VI, and I'm excited to play it. Because I've seen the main villain for Final Fantasy VI, and I really like him. And
Final Fantasy VI is my personal favorite.
I've heard that out of all the Final Fantasy villains, he's the only one who succeeded. Which is impressive.
Final Fantasy VI was the best way to bid goodbye to the SNES, and I agree.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you play it.
Like, I know very little about Final Fantasy VI, other than Kefka, and Kefka is a bastard. And the only reason I know about Kefka is because, so the origin story for how Moon and I met, which eventually ends up leading to me and Coco meeting too, eventually, but Moon and I met through a Kingdom Hearts roleplay guild on Gaia Online. And part of that was, you know, we were making our own story that was set before Kingdom Hearts. And we brought in villains from other Final Fantasy games, such as Kuja and Kefka. And I remember Kefka being brought in and having, like, I went and read up on him, and I'm like, he's a fucking bastard! He's also, like, the best villain in the entire series! Yes, Gaia Online, I was one of those weebs.
I too came from there.
Gaia still exists, it's just not great.
Yeah.
I mean, Moon told me, like, she went in a big dig one night because she's one of those people who just, like, will get something in her brain and she'll go and, like, do a big dig through the internet and learn everything about it, and she told me about, like, what became of Gaia.
They're trying to fix that economy? Good luck.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Moon, but basically, like, the original people who started Gaia stepped down, and a new guy came in and saw it as, like, this big cash cow, and so he started, like, reselling a lot of the items that originally came out in the early days of Gaia that were, like, the most expensive items on the website, and it totally destroyed the economy. To the point that Gaia Online is now actually used in economy classes.
Oh my god.
As, like, a lesson to learn about economy.
Whoa. Oh, I'm gonna have to see that video. If you can link it, I would super appreciate it.
Yeah, Moon, if you find that video, just link it in the chat and let us check it out, because that's, like, the most amazing thing for me. It just went full Venezuela economy-wise. There's, like, a 1-hour video about how the market crashed. Yeah. I believe it.
That is
I do love
nuts.
Kefka's boss theme, and I'm not the only one. If you search Dancing Mad on the internet, it's what comes up. Nice.
My favorite thing is that video of the nearly naked horsehead guy dancing in the forest and making cooking mushrooms to that song.
What the fuck?
Thank you, Moon. My lord, Gordon. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I watched a little bit of the video and oh my god, I'm gonna fucking love that. Oh yeah, you have Gaia Online, which is an example of like how administration absolutely destroys economies. And then you have Eve Online, which shows that if you have an unadministrated economy, it just magically seems to succeed. Like, Eve is another one that's just so freaking... It blows my mind because there's... Like, if I remember correctly, there's no set prices for anything.
Huh? How does that work?
Like there's no set in-game currency, if I remember correctly, for anything. Yeah, it's player run by really smart people. But also Starship Battle costs the player base millions of dollars. Yeah. Yeah, there's also that. Like, I don't know exactly how it works, but it is player run. Like, there's no